folks. Thank you for joining me for the Harrison Repair Show. I'm Brian Harrison. Actually, I just called Harrison Repairs. Um, and yeah, I just want to leave a friendly reminder. Don't please forget to comment, subscribe, and leave a like on the video. And if you're on Rumble, follow me there. Um, I upload videos there too. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook. And links and descriptions are in the home pages of both YouTube and Rumble. Um, I want to say that I hope you enjoy the show, whether we're repairing something, whether we're showing tools that you can buy, simple, maybe even simple tools to help you with a repair. But I hope you enjoy today's video. So please sit back and let's begin the show.
Alright folks, we're looking at the Shark Vacmop. I wanted to show this because I wanted to, I had gotten at least one person to respond and say, hey, I don't know how to take this back off this. Now when I did the first video, I expected people to just know how to do it. Now I may not fully take this back off because I don't want to have to put it back together. If you can't really actually take it off, I recommend that you get someone who can. Don't do it yourself. Find someone who can do it. It's easy. They're just screws right here and right in here and up here. So there's 6 screws on each side. There's also 2 screws on the bottom that you may have to fix out now. Ours is a little dusty because, you know, we've used it, but lately apparently I think our AC is blowing stuff into it. Anyway, it's a little dusty, but that's okay. We still use it. There you go. So, maybe our cat. We have pets. But, this is, okay. So, this is what you're looking at, okay? So, now, if you don't know how to do it, find someone who does. That's my recommendation. Like I said, I said I'd make a video on about taking off the back, and that's what I'm doing now, but I'm not going to take off the back. I'm just going to give you an idea of what you're looking at. They're hex screws in here. The bottom ones, I believe, are just regular, like, I had the name. Okay, I had the name, but they're going to be like your regular screwdriver type stuff. Your not your flathead, the other one, the Phillips, I believe it is. But and even when you take off the battery, I'm not going to do this. This is full of liquid right now, so I'm not. And you don't need to empty out the liquid. I mean, you may need to empty out the liquid to do it, but so you may either want to save the liquid or just dump it out. I don't want to because it works when we use the liquid for mopping. So that's why I'm not going to worry about tearing this apart. Exactly. I think you guys can figure it out. I think it's okay, and that you can do it. Now, I will show you what I did get to do it, and it's really not that hard because you're looking, except for the fact that on the top of this thing, you are looking at that. This you have to, pull up, and then this comes, and then this whole body, this whole front or whatever should come off. Okay, so because you're unscrewing it, but when they screwed this in, the problem you have is when they screwed this in is it's a factory. They're not screwing it by hand. They have a machine that screws it in, so it's going to be tight. So when you first pull this out, now this will be easy for me. I can just unscrew it because I've already unscrewed it. But it took me a bit to get this unscrewed, so it would have been hard to do a video even then. But I didn't think about it then. I just thought about the battery replacement, because there are other people. I think there's a couple other people who may actually show you, but I don't even know if they do it. They take because the back could be kind of convoluted. It could be, you're taking apart a machine and you have wires in here and stuff, so you gotta be careful a little bit. It's really not, in my opinion, it's not that hard to fix. But like I said, if you can't do it, have someone else do it for you. And I'll show you the toolkit I did with it. I did this. The glare is on there, but yeah, I used this toolkit. Let's turn down this light. Let's see if we can at least turn it down a bit on this camera so that we still have some light, but There you go. So there's the, without the glare, the toolkit I used here. Let's turn it off. We can turn it off for a little bit. Hopefully the video, okay, there you go, because of the clear. It's Hyper Tough 77-piece electronic repair kit. This is what I used. Now when you open this up, now I probably could turn back on the light. Let's turn back on the light, see the more of our subject better. Alright, hold on. Hold on. There we go. There you go. Okay, because the glare is not there as much anymore. This is what you're looking at, and you need to have a toolkit. That's just what you need to have. You need to think about investing in toolkit. If you're going to do this repair, you know, I could tell you, I think it was one of the guys' comment was a 10. It may have been a 10, a hex 10. That's probably the one right there. Yeah, it's probably this. I would assume it's, yeah, the hex 10. When I did do this, I had this tool. So when I did this personally, I took this tool out. Okay, and I just switched the heads. But to get into some of the deeper places in here, there's some deep holes. This is not so deep, I don't think. No, that one may have been. Let's see, one of these wasn't too bad. But what I did use was another tool to help with that. I believe it was one of these. Yeah, it was one of these attachments to it. It's been a while, so that's why. It's been like one of those attachments. There's attachments in here that you can use. So let's see. Let's try it. Let's try one of these attachments. Let's try. Oh, here, hold on. Let's get it so you can see it. It's one of these attachments right here. One of these attachments. So it may be like something like that. And I probably did something like this, to be honest. So then I came into there, and it was tricky. But I had to hold it in a bit because I needed to. And sometimes you just get creative, okay? So there you go. I need to dump out this head, but this is not the right head for it. It was probably a 10. Someone was pointing out, I think, in the comments that it was like a 10. And if that's the case, then that's probably what it was. I didn't see the screws because you can't see them inside. I just kind of figured it out by just testing, you know, putting it in the hole, testing it, putting it, you know. So here's the thing, put it in the hole, testing it to unscrew the back. Now, like I said, ours is full of liquid, so I'm not going to do it. It works fine. There's no need for me to do it. I'm explaining it the best I can. Like I said, when I did it, it was just me doing it. I just pulled out the tools. I have these tools. I figured there are screws in here, and I just kind of went around looking for the screws. And any other screw part you find, you just gotta go around and unscrew it with the right head. And like if you have a kit like this, you have more than just like, okay, here, let's pull out the kit again. You have more than just, you know, certain heads. Now this one, get the most you can get. This one at the time I got 77. I have looked online. I think they go up further. It could be because maybe there's more, because there's not just the screw heads. There's other stuff. This was an electronic kit. And I've done some work on computers here and there. On at least mine, where there's adding a hard drive or something. So I've used this, but you have this, and yeah, you have this, and you have like this thing I never use, and some pick thing in there I never use. So, and then you have like tweezers and stuff, and I have this pin. There's a pin thing here, but this was electronic kit. I used it on this Shark Vacmop. Now, once you get this undone, you will run into the battery thing, and it will take probably something like what I'm holding here. It may take a different one, but you know, like your regular screwdriver type stuff. So yeah, and each Vacmop, I don't know how they work. I noticed a different type that was, I guess you have a different type that ours plugs in. So we have a plug in here. Be careful of any of this type of stuff. But ours plugs in. There's other ones that a magnet, I guess, hooks to the back. And someone was showing how to fix that. We don't have the magnet kind. We just have the plug-in kind. And note that there are different batteries for different types of Shark Vacmops. I found that out. And you make sure you get the color wires and stuff. I explained this, I think, in the first video. If I didn't, I'm explaining it now in the second video. And like I said, I'm not taking it apart. You can figure it out. It's technically not that hard. You just take out the screws, and it's going to take you time. It's not going to be an instant thing. You're going to sit here for a while. Even when you get the right screw, you're going to sit here for a while, and you're just going to kind of work at it to get it unscrewed. You're going to, and hopefully you have a way, because some of the holes are a little deeper. So like on this side, the holes are a little deeper. You may want another tool. I did use one of the tools in here to try to get in there, and I got in there and I unscrewed. So you may want extension or get other tools. This is the tools I had. I'm not saying I could not get. In the future, I may decide to get an actual toolkit that has a longer stem on it that will work more than just what I use, like a computer repair kit. But I use this electronic kit. This is what I had at the time. I bought it probably for something else, or noticed that it had all these stuff that I may need, and that's what I did. So this is what I used. I put the tool back. Make sure you put your tools back the best you can. I do that. There you go. That's what I used, and they fold up. You can buy them probably on Amazon. I don't think they're that expensive. When I bought this, I probably spent maybe $10 to $20 on it. Okay, I don't know with inflation. It may not have been. I think I bought this way back, like, oh man, it could be like 10 years now. Maybe. This is what was at Walmart, and I just happened to run across it probably, I think. And I went, hey, I may need some of these things I don't have in screwdriver set, and sure enough, I did, and I was glad I had them. I didn't have to rush to the store and go, man, I need to get this. I already had it, and I built up on tools. Everyone, and I have some videos, check them out. Everyone should have. Try to collect some tools, at least basic tool kits, and make sure you have hexes and flatheads and all that stuff in your toolkit. I don't know all the names, so if you say, Brian, you're not really good at the names, you're right. I know the tools. I know how. I obviously did it. I fixed this. I know how to use the tools. I don't always know their name. I'm really sorry about that. If you correct me, that's fine. Go ahead, correct me, make it right. If you know, some people. That's why I'm glad with the comments of the first video. There are people who knew. Keep those comments going. Thank you so much for your involvement and for telling other people what the screwdriver head was, because I didn't even know what the head was. I just fumbled. I just really, because I didn't know what was in here. So all I did was just do, like, okay, went in there, we'll unscrew it. No, then dropped another one in there until it did, and that's how I actually did it, because I didn't know what was in these Shark Vacmops, what screws were in there, and because they have different screws in this. So the hexes are going to be your 3 here. And then the bottom ones are going to be like your regular, maybe I think smaller though, but your oh man, I can't think of the name. Someone's going to tell me. If they tell me, that's fine. But there will be different screws. So that's what you got to be aware of. Even with the battery, they're different screws. They're not hexes there. I believe it's just regular. The hexes are the unusual ones in here to me. But and you unscrew the battery and you replace it. I think I did show a little bit of that, because that's the whole point, showing the battery placement, not trying to take the back off. I hope that helped. Oh, don't forget about this thing when you take it off. And then, like I said, it's going to be a little tricky. So when you do this, you're going to find yourself, having to pull at this a bit. Oh, sorry. You're going to have to pull at this a bit, maybe. Because things are connected. When you first pull this out, it's in the factory, so that things fit tightly. After you're done, I mean, it's not saying you won't be able to put it back together. It'll work just fine. After you're done, it'll be easier next time to pull it off. But you gotta, when you pull it off, you gotta see the wires and, finally get things off, and then you can meddle around, fix your battery, then you can put this thing back on. And it is tricky to put it back on. It is and it isn't. If you're aware and you kind of get your cables right and you stuff them in right the best you can, I did pretty good, I think. So I put the cables back in, and they were back in. But when you clamp it, it has to snap, and so you're going around trying to, having to snap this back together, and then make sure that this comes down and fits. Once this fits over it and it's snapped in, it should fit nicely, but it may, to be a little tough and snap it in. Once it's snapped in, you're solid, then you can go in there and screw on all the screws, because it should all be lined up with each of the holes after that. And that's why I say make sure, it's like I say, if you have a hard time doing this, find someone else that's willing to help you, even for free, or you pay them a little bit, maybe it's just someone down the street is like, hey, I have no problem, just bring it over, I'll do it for you. Find that person because they're more likely to just do it. So that's this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. This is what I decided to explain this. And use safety when you do this stuff. Just be cautious, be careful. I should have said that. I may have said that even in our intro because I have an intro for this to do stuff like this. So yeah, just be safe with this. And if you don't think you can be, or you're going to have a hard time, and you really said, hey, this is not for me, see what you can do. Find someone that will help you. We have a backup of one of these because I didn't know at the time whether I was going to be able to fix it fully, but since I was able to fix this fully, we have two now. So we still have the backup. We have a backup battery for this. I have that for the first video in the description. I hope the company still exists. I think they do. They kind of specialize in kind of odd things, like odd parts, I think, odd battery stuff. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is done on a better camera than when I did, and I'm doing this. This is done on a better camera when I started. I just had a picture camera at the time with the SD card because I had old cameras with tapes and stuff, and so I did it with at the moment because it was just in the moment, and I didn't realize it would take off like it did. Thank you so much for the views of that first video. Now we're doing a second kind of update, a little bit for a few people who it should be self-explanatory, and it is tough. So don't kid yourself at saying it'll just come off right away. You have to put some muscle behind it. You have to kind of screw those screws until they kind of finally give themselves up, and then you can screw it out. After that, it should be easy, okay? And then you can just replace your batteries and stuff. But before you replace your battery, as a reminder, there's a thing on the bottom of this, and dirt gets stuck up in here. If you can, try to clear this out, but be careful with it. There are people who just get in there, use their hands. I have done that, but make sure you're not pressing any buttons. Make sure you're very careful how you do that. You can even unscrew and disconnect the battery if you feel safer that way, since you would already have done it, and then go in there and spin this thing around, and then sometimes just spinning it around for a little bit to unclog whatever. Maybe there's a rock that got stuck in there or whatever, and it'll help fix it. But again, I want to say thank you very much. I'm explaining this as the best I can. Like I said, make sure you pick yourself. It's a little bright there. Make sure you. Sorry about that. Make sure you pick yourself up one of these before you get started on any of these projects. Please watch any other. Type it in and watch my videos about different tools I've bought. I show some of them off. Watch someone else's videos. They may actually show you how to put a toolkit together, so you have a basic repair home kit. Everyone should have one for basic repairs, like whether they're repairing a pot. I've repaired a pot, not with this. I have a different screwdriver I use for that, but I can do it with this. And I've done a few minor things with this that is just a simple, it's in your hand kit. You could just take it around with you, just put it on the table, open it up. Here you go. Let's go through the motions. Open it up, pop it. Here, let's do it so you can see it pop out all these things, and you're ready to go. And you can find out what heads you need. If you don't know what the head is, you can at least look at the shape if you can see the shape and try to go based off the shape, how big the shape is. And it should be just, I eyeball a lot of stuff. I've never been very good with names on things. I just know that I can do some things and I can fix some things, but that's me doing it. I know more about how to use the tool than the name of the tool. So if I make a mistake, I'm sorry. You don't forget to correct me in the comments. Be friendly about it, be nice, but don't forget to correct me. I make mistakes. I'm a human being. Add more to it. Maybe add more if you know that someone's still struggling. Say, hey, this is not hard, or tell them to find someone that can help them that is a little more tool savvy with their tools. Because if you're not really a tool savvy person, you're going to find it doesn't matter how much anyone explains it or shows it. 100%, you may not get it. It may still be hard for you to go do. And like I said, this one, since we've taken this one apart, it's going to be it's going to be easier than this time. But it's easy in my mind to take it apart, but I fixed it, so it's easy for me. But it may be a little harder for you, especially with the cable wires and stuff, because it is compacted into here. Like I said, I have fluid in here right now, so I'm not really willing to mess with this and have the fluid accidentally leak out and ruin something that we use. So just keep that in mind. Um, Again, I want to thank you for my the first video that I did of this. I'm doing, like I said, the second video update. Hopefully, it will may help someone. I said I would do it. I left a comment saying I would do this towards the winter, but I didn't realize I was going to get a nice camera so I could do it sooner. And I had tested it out already with something else, and I can do that. I was able to do this video, so I really want to thank you so much, and for viewing the video. Hopefully, it helps people. Hopefully, this will help you too. Um, Hopefully, you'll be able to get yourself a toolkit that has all these screwdriver heads. The more, the merrier. They should not be that expensive. Look on Amazon. Look at Walmart, Target. Costco would probably more likely sell it too. Another store I could think of that sells tools. Harbor Freight. Home Depot definitely would. Harbor Freight definitely should have a toolkit like what I have, or something, their own version of it. Maybe different tools. Maybe buy a couple toolkits. So I may go and buy another toolkit to see if there's stuff they have that I may need that I don't have in this one. And you may have to buy a couple to at least have something for your home repair, and put a home toolkit repair kit together. Maybe I'll do a video in the future of where I could buy maybe a basic kit and show you at least a very simple basic kit where you can put a few tools together, and tools that you're more likely to use in your home, even with repairing something like the Shark Vacmop. But I do have more videos on this playlist. It's called Harrison Repairs, um, and it's obvious. It's an obvious playlist. I put playlists together because it's easier. It makes it easier for me. Makes it easier for those out there who are just wanting to look at the repair videos I have. And so most of those repair videos are like, I went through some of my tools, showed off some of things that you may want to get and stuff like that. So anyway, but until next time, I guess I'll leave with some closing thoughts, and I'll see you in that closing thought video, or closing thought. It's yeah. Anyway, I'll see you with the closing thought. But happy repairs. Um, yeah, just take your time with this. Don't forget to when you do pull this off, be careful. But you could pull it apart. It's going to be tough, and then make sure you get this and all the screws. There's 6 screws total, and then there's 2 on the bottom on top of that. And there you go. So let's leave with some closing thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next videos, I guess. But let's leave with some closing thoughts.
I want to thank you for joining us for the Harrison Repair. Um, I guess we call it Harrison Repair Show, but it's actually Harrison Repairs. I hope you enjoyed what we showed you today on video. And when we do these things, we take a camera and go and show you. We're not talking about it on a green screen all the time. So I want to thank you for whatever. If we showed you a repair or tool, thank you so much. But please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and leave a like on our videos, and it helps us out a lot. And don't forget to follow us on Rumble and on Facebook. And yeah, I just want to thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a nice day. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.